I did not want to make this video. I didn't want to do it. Not because it's a controversial video or because it's, a tough topic. Nah, I mean, like, I legit just did not want to make this video. I challenged myself to post 3 YouTube videos a week. 8 minutes. They gotta be edited by me. No, like just talking to the camera for 6 months, 3 times a week. 8-minute uploads minimum. That was the challenge. And I invited some people to do it with me, right? So I had a few other people doing it with me. Not everyone has made it to the end, but 4 of us are still remaining, okay? And it hasn't been easy. I'm just gonna be honest with you. But here I am making this video anyways, even though I don't want to, even though I don't feel like it. And this could be a video about like pushing through, but that's not the point that I wanna make with this one. What I wanna say is it's important to have community. It's important to not do everything by yourself. I think especially like since COVID, a lot of us have been kind of like pushed into our little holes or corners or whatever, where we're kind of isolated, we're kind of disconnected. But the truth is we need community. Community is what expands your capacity. Community is what expands your possibilities. And so I leaned into the community that I created for this, and I was honest with them. I dropped a video in the group chat. I was like, y'all, I don't want to make these videos today. I just don't, right? And I just had to fuss. I just had to fuss a little bit, in the group chat, but they met me there because it's a safe space and we're in this together. And they gave me some ideas, they gave me some encouragement, they reminded me that we're almost there. And that's what we can do for each other when we're in community. I can honestly say like anything really truly significant that I've ever accomplished or done in my life, like I didn't get there by myself. It wasn't me being a lone wolf. It wasn't me operating in isolation. It was me having other people. It was me being in a group. Like I think about the first significant thing that I did as an adult, and that was graduating boot camp. Okay, now there were moments, of course, where I wanted to quit. There were moments where I wanted to give up. And then there were also moments where I felt strong and I felt powerful and I felt capable and I was able to uplift other people too. And that's the thing, right? Like I remember we had to do a lot of running and a lot of PT, right? And there were days that were better than others, but no matter what, I always performed better than I would have if I was trying to do that by myself, right? Being with other people brings out more in us and it brings out better in us, okay? And then I think about the training that I did within the military where I had to learn another language, okay? That was one of the most difficult things that I've ever done, and I can tell you without a doubt, the only way that I was really able to see that through is because of my people going through it with me. And so I knew that if I wanted to really stretch myself with this YouTube thing and really push myself and challenge myself, because I have other things that I do, just like you might have other things that you do. I knew that I would do better if I had some people doing it with me. So that's what I did. I set out to find those people. So I don't know what it is that you want to do. I don't know what it is that you're working on. But I would challenge you to maybe consider not doing it by yourself, not doing it alone. Find some people. Could be online friends that eventually become like real life friends, or it could be people that you know in real life, and create a community. And don't just do it in a way that nobody has skin in the game, because that's also what's really important. Everyone needs to have skin in the game. That's what really makes this work. That's what really makes this powerful. So for example, to get into this YouTube community that I did where we're all going to help each other make sure that we get those 3 uploads a week, you had to put some money in. You had to put some money down. And the stakes were, if you miss more than 2 weeks of this challenge that we're doing together over 6 months, then you lose your money to the pot, right? And so there's a stakes. There's skin in the game, and I'm telling you, you get some skin in the game with some like-minded people, and you're going to be able to go much further than you thought. I think the thing that's interesting about this is, for a long time, I tried to avoid working with other people. I kind of, for a majority of my life growing up, I was that person who just, I don't know, thought that you were better if you could do it by yourself and not have to lean on people. Thought it meant that you were stronger if you could, figure it out on your own, figure it out in isolation, just figure it out by yourself. But that's just fundamentally wrong. Okay, you're not better, you're not stronger in isolation. We're actually wired for connection. There's a concept called co-regulation, and maybe I'll leave a link in the description so you can read up about it. But it essentially breaks down and shows how we are literally wired to be in connection. We are wired to be in community. What's an area for you where it's important for you to show up when you're not motivated? Where it's important for you to show up when you don't feel like it? Drop it in the comments. Let me know. Let me know what you have going on. And this is my challenge for you, right? Like, you could try and rely on willpower. You could try and rely on motivation, right? These things that are fleeting, these things that don't last. And I'm not saying you can't get far with those things alone, because you most definitely can. Or like, I most definitely have had seasons that have required a lot of grit and a lot of willpower. But here's what I know now. I'm a little bit older now, a little bit more seasoned. And without a doubt, like, I would rather not rely on motivation and discipline alone. I would rather lean on people, and I would rather be able to pour into people and have them be able to pour back into me. And that's just, in my opinion, that makes everything better. That also makes everything easier. And that makes getting through the really difficult, challenging things much easier. Okay. And maybe you've seen it, right? Like, maybe you haven't seen something through because you didn't have the motivation, right? Or you just couldn't stay motivated consistently for long enough, right? So what would have happened if maybe you weren't doing it by yourself? I remember even with fitness, right? I was able to get to a certain level by myself, and then I was able to get a lot further when I hired a coach to help me with it. And there was that level of accountability. There was that level of skin in the game. And I recognized that. And even in this season of my life now, I'm working with that same coach again, because I recognize, again, I'm at a point where there's more things on my plate. It's better not to try and do it all by myself. What's the support that I could use in my corner? And, that's just what it comes down to. So anyways, hopefully this helps. My name is Sid Scott. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.